Get ready. It's time for a well-deserved break, Pittsburgh, with Heather Abraham and David Highfield from the KDKA TV studios. It's Pittsburgh Today Live.
That's what I figured.
Hey, everyone.
We're back in the saddle, and neither one of us have slept.
I know. It's so strange to come back into the routine.
Right.
Like, because you get off kilter when you're on vacation for a week. And like last night, could not sleep. Just kept thinking about things to do today.
You know, I really wonder when things go back to normal, because they will. They will.
Yes.
They will.
They will.
All the people who are working from home, if some have to go back into the office, it's a whole change of routine, right? So like being home, I slept in until 5:30 in the morning. Stayed up until
Slept into 5:30 in the morning.
I called you the one day at like 9:30, and you said you were
I was
still in bed.
I was like, Heather, what are you doing? It's vacation.
Yeah, no, I'd been up for 5 hours at that point. But still, like, you know, you get into this routine. So last night I'm laying there and I was just getting so mad. The last time I checked my clock, it was 10:40, and I thought tomorrow is gonna really suck.
Isn't that the worst? When you're trying to fall asleep and you're looking at the clock, you're looking at the alarm clock over and over, and then you do start to fall asleep and you get so excited that you wake yourself up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. I
Happens
know.
to everybody.
So here we are, though. We're back.
And I will say, and I shouldn't call them out publicly, but this is not my normal PTO mug, because I got to work today after being off for a week and it was missing. So I'm saying missing. I'm not going to say the word stolen. It was probably borrowed, and I'm not. They're the most likely suspects. Their initials are Selena and Mikey.
Those aren't initials. Those are just names. But yeah.
So I'm going to talk to them.
Find
I'm
out.
going to see. No, they can keep them.
Let's get to the bottom of this. It's a real mystery.
I should have a security camera, like a motion sensor security camera, installed at my desk, because these little babies are hot items.
They are.
Yeah.
We've heard from a lot of people who went to get theirs. So
Exactly.
excited about that. All right, so how was your week off?
Kind of a blur. I mean, it was wonderful because it was long enough, even though we came in and did some work things during that week, because it's never quite a total week off.
Right.
But it was a blur. How about you?
It was really good. It was really good.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to go first to talk about your
Oh,
week.
yeah, we can talk about that. We were going to talk about
to?
how it's the first day of winter.
I forgot about that.
It's the shortest day of the year, which means the days are going to start getting longer, and it's all uphill. We're heading towards spring.
See,
so that's something good to be thinking about.
You know, David, why don't you just take the steering wheel?
Okay, well, let's talk about the weekend and really the whole last week for Heather and I. And this is from last night on my way back from my dad's.
Aww.
We make a stop in Leechburg because we do this every year just to check this out. So there's a guy there. His name is Clyde Lindsay. He's been doing this for 13 years.
This is really neat, David.
And he has the whole thing choreographed. He's a light sequencer, and he has a radio station that if you drive up and you can listen to the music and just watch the lights, he does a fantastic job. There were so many people pulled over last night just to watch this. So I just wanted to share it. It puts you in the Christmas mood.
That is really neat. We love driving around looking at Christmas lights. We'll just, oh, look at those ones. The kids are so over it, but Ricky and I are the ones that get excited.
I love that. I love like light shows,
I know.
and even going through a neighborhood where they do it upright. It's impressive to see what people are doing at their house. And that brings me to my next picture, which is what we did at our house. And we're a little understated. Like, we just string some Christmas lights around the piano, and we do have a little tree, but we do it up for real at my dad's house. But we put this up, and it kind of puts you in the Christmas mood, you know?
Did you have, what did you make, Santa-Politins? I know you're working on something.
We didn't. Santa-Politins would be nice, though.
Yeah.
That's a nice drink. And the other thing that kind of put me in the Christmas spirit was the snow. So this is our back deck. We have not taken in our porch furniture. And look, so the top picture is like a couple hours in, and then the next morning, it's like, I don't know, 8 or 9 inches? It was a lot of snow.
It was a lot of snow.
And it really did make you feel like Christmas is around the corner.
Did you guys have to shovel anything after your raking injury?
Yeah.
Did Gary put you to work?
No, he did.
There was no
You know what?
sympathy.
I don't think he remembered the injury, and then I mentioned it afterwards, and he said, "Oh, I wouldn't have let you shovel," but I was very careful. I really was careful because, you know, once you do something to your back, you don't want it to happen again.
You have to be careful.
And then my last picture is we have been eating everyone has been sending us cookies, which are delicious. And
Right.
then I said, Gary, I don't think I'm having enough carbohydrates. I want to make some mac and cheese.
This looks so good. Did you make this or did Gary
make it? And I didn't know what I was doing. I just took the 2 types of pasta we had, all the cheeses we had, melted them, added some sage and some pepper and salt, and I loved it.
Was it good?
Oh, Heather, it was so good.
Do you have leftovers?
I don't, not anymore. We did have leftovers, but I could make it for you.
Oh,
Yeah.
Frankie made his rigatoni and meatballs last night, and it was amazing. It was amazing, and I can't wait to go home and eat.
He knows how to cook, doesn't he?
He does. Yeah, he's pretty good.
That's
he's pretty
awesome.
handy, and he's getting better. I think today he's working at the Firehouse, and having to cook and meet the demands of 7 other people who are hungry. You know.
So does he always do that, or do they take turns at the Firehouse?
Sometimes they take turns. Their old lieutenant who made captain, he used to be like the main cook. He used to cook because he knew what he was doing. And I think Frankie picked up some bits and pieces from him, and now he's kind of in charge. But they take
really?
turns.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, I like when he brings home some of those recipes. So my week was pretty good, but it was like a lazy week because what do you do? Where do you go? What are you supposed to do, right?
I know. Right now, you really can't go anywhere.
I
You can
know.
drive through the neighborhood and look at Christmas lights.
So
oh, this looks like fun, though.
we took the kids out sled riding, and this was Rocco's real first experience in the snow, too, because last year he was just a really
Right,
small baby.
right.
So he did not like it, and
Really?
poor thing gets his sister's hand-me-downs, so those are pink snow pants.
I
and
like it. I think he's styling.
Sonny's pink gloves, but he got out, and yeah, I mean, he didn't know what to do with it, and kind of like the kid in A Christmas Story, where like the mom bundles him up so much that he can't move. That's like Rocco. He was just like, I can't put my hands down. What are these things? So he's just standing there.
Looks like the Michelin Man, unable to move.
I have a feeling next year he'll be in a better position
I love
to
his
enjoy
hat.
it.
How cute.
I know. He looks like a little wolf, right?
It's a great picture.
So those were pictures from the snow, and then I had to share this. This wasn't really from my week, but this was really exciting because my mom, who lives in Vermont, she does a lot of the employee health vaccinations for like flu shots and stuff with her hospital that she works at, and she was part of the vaccination rollout for COVID.
That's fantastic.
So this is one of the first few people at their hospital to get the shot, and she got the first dose of the vaccine as well, the Pfizer vaccine last week.
Oh, so she got a dose of it as well.
Yeah, so both she and her husband, who's also a doctor at that same hospital, and the only thing they both complained about was getting a headache. And they don't even know if that's
interesting.
like connected to the vaccine because,
Right.
you know, headaches are so frequent.
Well,
so.
I've just heard people talking about a sore arm, like after you would get a flu shot.
Right.
You know, but
Yeah.
hey, it's great to see that's
Really
happening,
neat.
and we're actually going to be talking about that later today
I
in
know.
the show.
I have one more thing to share with you, and it's not even like anything, but have you ever seen Toy Story?
I love how he peeks around the corner and smiles at you.
Have you ever seen Toy Story?
Yeah, well,
This is Woody.
Parts of it.
So
Oh, this is Woody's outfit.
So even down to the little boots, they're like on the pajamas. So he was just walking around, and I just there was a snake in my boot. That's one of the things that Woody says.
Oh, really?
There was a
I just
snake
like
in
his
my boot.
reaction to you coming around the corner, like.
Well, because I'll run away from him and scare him, go boot or rawr, and so he'll like come around like looking for me, like I'm gonna scare him.
That's wonderful.
So that's what I did in a nutshell.
I love it.
It was chasing kids around the house and playing in the snow, and you know.
And
that
now
sort
we're
of thing.
back here, back at work.
We are.
And we have a question. Because it seems like a timely question. So what makes a great Christmas movie?
Is it the love story?
I think
don't
love
know.
stories help.
I think they do,
Selena
too.
would say it's a love story, probably. But there's this group that did a state-by-state map of the most popular holiday movies, including, you know, sort of older classic ones like It's a Wonderful Life, and then it says more modern films like Home Alone. And Heather was just saying, Home Alone is not a modern film, David. It's from like 1980
But you didn't write
something.
that. You didn't write modern in that.
I didn't, but I kept it because I thought compared to It's a Wonderful Life, it is a modern film. So anyway, Home Alone is the most popular, coming in at #1 in 9 states. Bad Santa took the top spot in Pennsylvania and Nevada. In Ohio, it's Home Alone 2.
Which is good.
Yeah.
But rarely do sequels ever top any list. But
No.
yeah, okay.
It's hard once you do the original. I think it's hard to have a better sequel. And then How the Grinch Stole Christmas in West Virginia.
Which version? They don't say.
They don't say. And other films included on the list, Edward Scissorhands, which I did not remember that was a Christmas movie. I just remember his hands. And I remember we saw it at the movie theater in Monroeville that's now torn down. I think it's a Sheetz now.
Oh.
It was the Showcase East or something. Does anyone remember Showcase East?
I don't.
Anyhow.
Memory.
Okay, oh, we're hearing yes. Okay. And even Die Hard was on the list.
Interesting.
Well, that's always a debate every
Yes.
Christmas about whether Die Hard is a true Christmas movie because it takes place at Christmas time.
I think some people would argue yes. But I have to tell you this too. One of the things that I did this past week, we watched Klaus on Netflix.
Okay.
It is adorable. It
Wait,
is
this
so
is animated?
clever. Yes, it is
Okay.
so clever. It's like the backstory to how Santa came to be. And it is,
Oh.
it's this adorable story about a mailman who's not really good at his job and not really dedicated to the job. And he gets sent to this place where people are fighting. And he somehow, in an effort to try and get back home to his, very easy, comfortable life, he goes through this huge effort to get the kids to want mail. And they do it by getting presents. And it is just such a great story. So if you haven't checked it out, you have to watch it.
All right,
it's
thumbs
a good
up,
one with your
approval
family.
from Heather Abraham on this.
I liked it more than the kids probably did.
All
Much
right.
like everything Christmas
Well,
related.
you know what? That's what I find with some of those animated movies. Like the jokes actually, there's a level of jokes that are out there for the kids, and then there's a level for the parents too. They're like only parents would get some of the more clever humor part of it.
Right.
But they put something in there for the parents, for the adults.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Whoever's making those films, thank you. All right, I think we have time to do this, maybe. We have pictures of someone dressed up as Santa. It went a little wrong.
Well, so this guy was trying to spread some holiday cheer, dressed up as Santa.
Ooh.
It looks like a paraglider, but it's actually called a paramotor. So
Okay.
it's a glider with a small engine and a fan attached to it. And so he was dropping off candy canes to the neighborhood kids, and he
Right.
got caught up in power lines.
How dangerous.
How dangerous.
I mean, it's a neat idea that he wanted to do that, but we're here to report that he's okay.
Yeah.
They were able to rescue him, and it makes you think about like what the real Santa has to do.
Yeah. Well, and look
'Cause-
at the firefighters. I know they were tweeting about this and their rescue efforts and working to get him down so that everybody was safe. But it was quite an effort, as you can see here. And there comes Santa down the ladder.
Kind of embarrassing, but thank goodness he's just
He's okay. He's
Because
okay.
power lines, that's serious stuff.
Yeah.
All right, it is time to take a breather, but don't worry because PTL is just getting started. Next, it's time for our Ask the Doctor segment. We're asking Dr. Mike and finding out about hidden dangers inside your home for your pets that are all unique to the holiday season.
And as coronavirus vaccinations enter their second week, how does the Pittsburgh region continue to fight the virus and plan for an economic recovery? We know a lot of people are affected by this. We're going to have the details on a new public service campaign designed to help to do just that.
And speaking of vaccines, a whole lot has happened in the last week or so, and it can be hard to really keep track of it all. So someone from AHN is going to be joining us to sort it all out for us and tell us what it exactly means for you.
Thanks for being with us on this Monday, December 21st, 2020, a sleepy day for me and David. We're so happy you're here. We'll be right back.